It was a quiet Tuesday morning when Harold, a retired school teacher in his late 60s, felt something odd. A strange tightness in his chest, as if someone had placed a heavy stone on his ribs and left it there without warning. The room didn't spin. He wasn't gasping for air, but there was something wrong. Not dramatic, not loud, just wrong. And Harold was alone. No one was due to visit that day. His daughter was a 2-hour drive away, and his neighbor, kind but often busy, was already at work. The silence of the house felt heavier than usual, and Harold realized for the first time what many people over 60 often avoid thinking about. What if I'm having a heart attack? And what if I'm alone? For many seniors, the golden years bring a sense of peace and reflection, but also a new kind of vulnerability. Our bodies speak to us differently than they did in our youth. The whispers of fatigue, the occasional flutter in the chest, or the heaviness in the arms, these are not signs to brush off. And while medical advances have made heart attacks more survivable than ever, being alone during one can turn a survivable event into a fatal one if you're unprepared. This story is not just Harold's. It could be yours or someone you love. That's why understanding how to survive a heart attack alone is not just important, it's life-saving, especially for those of us who have entered our 60s and beyond, where time and solitude often go hand in hand. Harold, thankfully, had once read an article about what to do in moments like this, and because of that, he survived. But he admitted later, "I didn't realize how vital that knowledge was until the moment came." He now makes it a point to talk about it. At church, at the local senior center, even with strangers in line at the grocery store. We don't talk enough about surviving alone, he says, and that's where the danger lies. Let's begin by acknowledging something important. Living alone or spending time alone is not something to be ashamed of. In fact, many older adults find it peaceful and empowering. But that independence must be paired with wisdom and preparation, especially when it comes to heart health. So what should you do if you suspect a heart attack is beginning and no one is around? What actions can truly make a difference between life and death? First, let's understand what a heart attack might feel like. It's not always like the movies. Sudden collapse, clutching the chest, loud cries for help. In reality, many heart attacks begin with subtler symptoms. You might feel pressure in the chest, discomfort in one or both arms, shortness of breath, nausea, cold sweats, or even pain in your jaw or back. For women especially, symptoms can be less obvious and more like a strange sense of unease or fatigue. What matters most is listening to your body when something doesn't feel right, especially if it's something you've never felt before. If this video has helped you or made you think differently about your health, please consider subscribing to our channel. It's completely free, and it means you won't miss other life-saving tips we share for seniors like you. Don't forget to click the like button. Your support helps this video reach more people. And if you know someone who might benefit from this message, please share it with them. You never know. This could be the video that saves a life. Thank you for being here with us. And beyond the medical, there is the emotional. Surviving a heart attack is not just about the body. It is also about the mind. Loneliness, anxiety, and fear can make an already stressful moment unbearable. Practicing calm breathing, repeating reassuring phrases to yourself, and mentally preparing for emergencies can reduce panic. And in moments of high stress, controlling your breath can be a powerful tool. Slow, steady breaths, focused thoughts, a clear plan. In the next part, we'll continue this journey and explore the practical, research-backed steps seniors should take. 7 life-saving actions in total that make all the difference when facing a heart attack alone. We'll look deeper into how these habits are rooted in both medical science and the lived experiences of older adults who faced this exact moment and survived to tell their story. But before we move on, pause for a moment, breathe, reflect. You may be over 60, but your life is far from finished. These years can still be filled with joy, purpose, and vitality. But it all begins with preparation. Not fear, not denial, just calm, quiet readiness. Like Harold, you can be alone and still survive. You can live wisely, you can live well, and you can live long. When Harold returned home from the hospital, the air in his house felt different. The same sunlight streamed through the kitchen window, and the kettle still whistled like it always had. But something had shifted. He was not the same man. He had faced his own mortality and won, not through chance or luck, but through preparation. That realization didn't make him fearful. It made him grateful. And it gave him a mission to help others, especially those living alone after 60, learn exactly what to do before that crucial moment comes. Here are the 7 life-saving practices Harold now lives by. They're not dramatic, they're not complicated, but they are powerful. They're the difference between panic and peace, between helplessness and action, between life and death. The first and most important tip is simple. Know the signs and believe them. For many seniors, the biggest mistake is waiting too long to acknowledge what's happening. That moment of doubt, of wondering if you're overreacting, can cost you more than you know. Heart attacks don't always start with severe chest pain. They can begin with a dull discomfort, a strange fatigue, or an unusual pressure that slowly grows. Some describe it as a squeezing feeling. Others say it feels like heavy indigestion. For women, it may appear as upper back pain or jaw discomfort. If something doesn't feel right, especially if it's new, listen to your body. Do not wait to be certain. It's far better to act quickly and be wrong than to hesitate and be too late. The second life-saving tip is this: call emergency services immediately before you do anything else. This may sound obvious, but in moments of crisis, many people reach for water, walk around or lie down thinking it might help. Instead, your first move should always be to call for help. Keep your phone close, by your bedside at night and in your pocket during the day. Program emergency numbers into your phone and label them clearly. Even if you live in a rural area, making that call first starts the chain of help. And that chain could be the one that pulls you out of danger. The third tip may surprise some people. Chew an aspirin. Don't swallow it whole. Doctors often recommend that during the first signs of a heart attack, chewing an uncoated aspirin, ideally 325 milligrams, can help thin the blood and reduce damage to the heart. But here's the key. Chew it, don't just swallow it. Chewing allows the medicine to enter your bloodstream more quickly. Keep a small bottle within reach in your home, perhaps beside your phone, in your nightstand, or even taped to the refrigerator. Make sure it's not expired and let your doctor know it's part of your emergency plan. The fourth habit is about positioning your body safely while you wait. If you suspect a heart attack, do not walk around or try to find someone unless you absolutely must. Instead, sit down in a stable chair or lie flat on your back with your knees slightly raised. This helps reduce the strain on your heart. Keep calm. Breathe slowly and deeply, even if fear begins to rise. Tell yourself, help is coming. I am doing what I can. This small act of reassurance can lower your heart rate and reduce panic, which often makes things worse. The fifth tip is one that Harold hadn't considered before his experience, but now swears by: create an emergency card and keep it visible. Harold printed a small card with his full name, address, emergency contacts, known medical conditions, medications, and allergies. He placed a copy near the door, one in his wallet, and another by his phone. Paramedics arriving at your home may need to act quickly. Having this information available allows them to treat you more safely and efficiently. It's also helpful if you're unconscious or unable to speak clearly. This small card can speak for you when you can't speak for yourself. The sixth habit is a deeper, quieter one. Practice calm and controlled breathing every day. It might sound unrelated at first, but learning to control your breath under pressure is a powerful survival skill. When anxiety hits during a suspected heart attack, your breathing may become shallow and fast. That can worsen the strain on your heart. Practicing slow, deep breathing daily, even just 5 minutes each morning, trains your body to remain calm in stressful moments. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, repeat. It's a gentle tool, but one that can give you a sense of control when everything else feels uncertain. The seventh and final tip is perhaps the most overlooked. Stay connected, even if you live alone. Loneliness doesn't just hurt the heart emotionally, it affects it physically. People with strong social ties tend to recover better, live longer, and seek help faster. Harold now checks in with a neighbor every morning with a quick phone call. Not long chats, just a simple good morning to let someone know he's okay. You don't need constant company, but creating a rhythm of check-ins, whether with a family member, friend, or even a volunteer service, means someone will notice if something goes wrong. And that might be the difference between lying alone in danger or receiving help when it's needed most. Harold's life didn't return to how it was before the heart attack. It became something deeper. He began walking more, eating better, and sharing his story. But more than anything, he began living with a sense of gentle preparedness. Quiet, not fearful, responsible, not paranoid. For those of us beyond 60, these lessons matter. Because the truth is, we are not invincible, but we are not helpless either. We can prepare ourselves, we can act with courage, and we can teach others too.